Looks great.
So, and the cheese goes right on top, and they've got a lot of flavor to them. So we'll be trying those later.
And a good idea is also you don't have to eat that much either.
No.
You can just eat one if you want to.
Well, you know what's good about a nice brunch like this is instead of having to have, you know, huge portions of everything, you can have one pancake, you can have a little bit of the jardiniere, a little bit of our stir fry that we're making, one tart, and then you've got asparagus here. Now, in the spring, and up until about 1930, the New England Valley, the Connecticut River Valley, was famous for the asparagus fields that we had. And unfortunately, a blight took care of them. A fungus came in and wiped out all our asparagus fields. We're starting to get them back. People are growing them again. But at this time of year, you can't beat asparagus. You know, you can see it, if you have an asparagus bed this morning, you'd see it coming up through the snow.
Right.
And it's terrific to go out and just pick that. I lived someplace that had those ones. It was a great feeling. And they're nice and fresh. We put a little bit of a lemon vinaigrette on them. So they've got a nice crunch to them. They've still got a lot of color. And we peeled them just a little bit so that they, you know, have that dark green tip and they move down to the white end. Right. But they're still nice and firm. They're not too flabby.
Have you put a little heat to them at all or no?
We blanch them off very quickly in a little bit of boiling water. So
perfect.
They're real easy.
As we move ahead on our stir fry here.
Add a little bit of red peppers to that. Red peppers got real expensive in the last few weeks, but they're starting to come back down now. Tomatoes are starting to come back down after that winter frost Florida had. So.
And you're just letting these things get a little soft,
just a little bit soft,
not too much.
See the nice colors that we got, and that white's important because you know you could have green and red, but the white and the orange are sort of the in-between colors,
right?
And they add an awful lot to that dish. And these peppers are going to probably be the thing that takes the longest to cook.
Sure. That's great.
Now, the other things that we've got
some nice muffins.
We got some lemon yogurt muffins, and we're going to use low-fat milk for these when we put them together. And we've got a little bit of a mixture of honey and cinnamon and a little margarine for this one that you can spread on top of those things. And to go along with the muffins, sort of as a dessert, are these red fruit. All this is red fruit. We've got a pear that's been poached in red wine, raspberries and strawberries, and some red plums. And on the top of that,
this is what's interesting.
We took a little red wine and reduced it down to a syrup, and we put a tea bag in there with a little bit of mint, and let that, and look at the color on that, how it just shines. It really it's just like a ruby.
And the tea bag again there is just for flavor, which is something you say we normally don't do in this country.
In this country we drink tea, but in the Orient and a lot of other countries they use it as a flavoring ingredient. So let's put a few pea pods in there.
Here come the pea pods. It's funny, I mean, actually, this works. I mean, you could actually be serving your guests while you're still doing the stir fry here.
You can get a little burner like this and do it right out on the table.
In front of them. Sure. And as the spring weather's coming, you do it right outside.
Right outside,
on a propane burner.
One of these days, they're going to get out there.
That's right. So, get the snow goes away.
See the colors, look at that.
Coming right through. Yeah. And then we finally add the...
little bit of salmon.
The salmon.
And we're going to just pop that in. It's all cut up into little pieces. So we'll just stir that together, and we'll finish it up with some seasonings and serve it right away.
So the advice to people is that if you look around, you can use egg substitutes. You can stay away from the butter and find nutritional yet real tasty things to do here.
Sure. Try to use some canola oil as opposed to the regular butter and things like that. Olive oil is very good for you. It's got great flavor. Will go along well with any of these things. And when we cook this fish is great in the morning. You're going to find that it's got a real nice flavor, and it's not something that fills you up.
Right.
You can stay away from the big, heavy products.
All right. Looks great. Sounds good. Seems like the right thing to do.
Have a good spring.
Thanks again.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming.
My pleasure.
And by the way, if you are interested in obtaining some of the recipes, you can call the Connecticut Culinary Institute at 548-1000. And we hope you've had a good weekend, and please join us next week for another Insight.
What you're about to see may shock you. Those with a low tolerance for levity are advised to leave the room.
Thank you for not panicking.
Yes, the hit comedy Night Court has been found to contain dangerously high levels of humor.
Oh, baby, you know what I like.
Potentially toxic amounts of slapstick.
Oh, my God, no!
And highly infectious laughter.
Would you like to sample my yams?
Right here?
Night Court, dangerously funny 5 days a week.
Weeknights following Eyewitness News Night Beat, only on FSB 3.